And we are live. Welcome, team, to another episode of Real Estate Dad, where DAD is an acronym for Daily Agent Download. These are lives that are hosted on a weekly basis, Monday through Friday from 5:30 till, well, when we get done talking. Want to remind you that if you're seeing the replay, go ahead and drop in the comments below any questions you might have, any topics that you want for a future Real Estate Dad. Certainly happy to take your suggestions and take note on some content and, help the community as a whole grow, learn, and ultimately earn more within the real estate business. So, if you're new to us, the premise of the Real Estate Dad is just essentially a daily download of thoughts, emotions, systems, strategies, processes, things that have crossed my desk, given that I interact with, train, coach, lead, manage, broker a large number of agents. There's a lot of content that comes across my desk, and this is just really my opportunity, my season to share what has come across my desk and create some teachable moments, much as a dad would. See what we did there? Okay, today's topic, team, is I want to talk about your real estate success plan. It's really unfortunate that for every agent licensed today, 87% of them will be out of business within the next 5 years. There is only about a 10 to 13% success rate of real estate agents who make it past year five. And if you're factoring just the first year alone, 75% of agents fail. There's only a 25% success rate in the first year, and it drops off substantially down to a 13% success rate as we approach 5 years. The question for that is why? But before we get to why that occurs, let me get to the purpose, the reason for the why of this video. If you're watching this, chances are you're a real estate professional, you're a real estate agent, or maybe you are a broker or a leader of agents who are looking for strategies, systems, solutions to make sure that you or your team members are not a part of that casualty group, that group that doesn't make it past the first year, past the second year, or even past 5 years. All that to say, we want to set you up for success, want to set your agents up for success if you are leading a brokerage. And if you're watching this, chances are you want to earn in the real estate industry. You want to make this your living, and you maybe have questions, challenges, obstacles, and things that are getting in the way. I'll tell you straight up, you are not a bad real estate agent. If you're not making it, if you're having challenges, you are an invisible real estate agent. You don't have a real estate agenting problem, you have an exposure problem. Let me give you an example. Let's forget that we're in real estate for a minute and let's pretend that we sell tacos for a living. And this is Jason's taco stand. I have the best tacos on planet Earth. I'm actually a pretty good chef. I was trained down in the state of Baja, Mexico, and I brought these recipes, secret recipes, back to California. Now I'm going to open up a taco shop. But instead of opening up a traditional taco shop, I decided to have a large service area, and I put my taco cart in the middle of nowhere where nobody can find me. And maybe occasionally I'll put up a sign that I have tacos for sale for that one car that drives down the road eventually. How many tacos am I going to sell in any given day, week, or month? Now, I realize that's a silly analogy, but let's look at something even more silly and let's apply that to our real estate business. Most real estate professionals will get their real estate license and they're in the business of being in real estate. They're a real estate professional, they're a realtor, but they don't put their business in front of those who need their services. Maybe a Facebook post here and there, maybe a flash in the pan mailer, maybe an occasional open house. But going back to my taco cart analogy, if I put my stand out occasionally in an area where not a lot of people see it, how much business do you think there's going to be? And I'm drawing a parallel here because I just want to create perspective on you are in the business of real estate business lead generation. That's what you do. Yes, once you do convert a client into a contract and you get an escrow, you are a consultant for that period of time, and you are to consult and lead your client through that process to the best of your ability. But you have to get clients into that process in order to generate money. And this is where it breaks my heart on why most agents fail, is because they fail to recognize that they are in the business of generating leads. These leads eventually turn to contracts. These contracts eventually turn to escrows. Escrows eventually turn to closings. So, with that said, we need to set up our systems that we have an abundant, a regular, and a reoccurring source of leads. Now, I get it. Lead generation is difficult for a lot of agents. Some agents are just phenomenal at it. They're just the people person, the people person of people who just can talk to anyone. They go everywhere. They're handing out their business card. They have the gift of gab. They have no problem picking up the phone and prospecting. Usually, those agents do very well in lead generation. There's a whole other part of the human population, those much like myself, that aren't extremely extroverted. Are, we kind of stay in our own lane. We're maybe even a little bit shy, but we still, once we get a client into escrow, man, that's the most important thing to us on planet Earth. And we really ensure that our client has an amazing experience, and we take them through the process from A to Z. Not to say that other personality type doesn't, but there are different archetypes of personalities. There's the outgoing, there's the extrovert, there's the introvert, there's those that are very detail oriented and very analytical, and they all have their pros and cons. But I do want to mention the fact that, sorry, I'm working on a pretty good sneeze here. Is there a pause on live? Well, maybe I'll surprise us in a little bit. But no matter your personality type, we have to generate leads. And the core message, team, today is: no matter your personality type, no matter how long you've been licensed, no matter where you are in this industry, whether you're doing good, you're making a few deals and you want to be great, or maybe you're doing awful and you think of quitting the business, but you're giving this one last ditch effort. Very admirable, by the way. But make sure that you're following a solid system and not just doing this or throwing a dart in the dark and guessing and hoping for success. Success leaves clues. And there is a system and a plan that you can follow that will generate massive amounts of leads, contracts, closings, and yes, money. I get it. Money's not the end all be all, but we have to eat. I mean, some of us, myself included, find passion in service. We lead with a servant's heart. We want to help others, but we do have to keep the lights on. We do have to feed ourselves. And the only way we're going to do this is to have an abundant source of leads. How do we get that? Through visibility, team. The core message that I want to get out today is: visibility creates trust, and trust creates deals. Visibility creates trust, and trust creates deals. If people don't see you, they can't choose you. If people don't see you, they can't choose you to be their real estate professional. So, your goal, your role, your mission, just to start this week, is to get out, get yourself exposure, and be seen by potential clients so that you can break through, get unstuck, and start generating more business. So I talked about it. The problem is most agents wait for business. They wait for business to come to them. They'll maybe stick their card at the dry cleaners and hope somebody they'll call them. Or maybe they'll run a Google ad or a Facebook ad. Or maybe more proactive ones, they'll do the occasional open house. But they wait for business to come to them instead of creating it. Or they think that hard work equals results. Here's the ticker, team. Here's the kicker. Kicker. Here's the kicker, team. It's late in the day. My brain is absolutely frozen. It's late in the week, so please forgive me. But here's the kicker, team. Hard work in real estate does not equal results. Exposure equals results. The top producers in your industry aren't always the hardest workers. They're sometimes not even the best agents. They're just the best or most well known in the agents. I know this is making sense because 2 or 3 agents already popped in your head that you thought of in your area as I was talking about this process. So, how do we fix that for you? Let's talk about the 3 pillars of visibility for lead generation. The 3 pillars of visibility for lead generation. Pillar number 1: Proactive visibility, actually, what I call this is hustle in the real world. And I'm listing them in the order in which your focus should go, because some of these take longer to nurture, they take longer to mature, and they take longer to produce um, leads and escrows. So I don't want to put those first because you'll starve by the time those actually generate results. So we're going to talk about the ones that are front loaded. They're very difficult to do. They're very time intensive. They're actually very uncomfortable to do, and they're going to get you out of your comfort zone. But these are the ones that are going to generate the most leads the quickest. Then you can go on to tier two, which is medium term lead generation. But these are duplicatable and repeatable. And these are systems that will feed you over and over and over again. And then finally, the one that's going to take the longest to generate, but is actually kind of fun to do, will feed you for decades to come and continue to be a lead source. So you have to get your now leads, your middle level leads, and your future leads. So we need to plant all three seeds: our now seed, our medium seed, and our future seed. Now, we can't plant our future seed now because remember, it's not going to produce fruit yet and we will starve. So here's number one: proactive visibility, hustle in the real world. The actual methods are door knocking, cold calling with a real offer, open houses, or your daily at bats, as we can call them, your conversations, your conversions. So you have to have the conversations to get to a conversion. And the way to do that, the only way to do that, team, is to take the reps. We have to step up and have conversations with a multitude of people on an ongoing basis. That's the only way those are going to convert into contracts. The conversations become contracts. So we need to have a lot of daily conversations. And I get it, that's difficult to do. But how do we do it? First and foremost, door knocking. Not my favorite. I don't love doing it. I'm not even going to advise you to do it. I'm only putting it on the list because those that do it swear by it. I've seen results from it from other agents. Personally, I would go knock on 2 doors and I'm tired and I don't want to go knock on any more doors. And most importantly, I didn't like door knocking because I don't like people knocking on my door. So I couldn't in good faith go knock on a door when I didn't like people knocking on my door. It just, the whole treat people how you want to be treated, reciprocity principle. So, but it is on the list because agents say that it works. And I have seen it work with my clients that embrace it. I have clients that want to strap on their athletic shoes. They want to get their exercise. They slap on some sunscreen, their hat and their sunglasses, and they're just happy as can be. And they go and do it. Not my style, but those that do it say it produces results. Cold calling, something else I don't absolutely love, but I do it. I implore you to do it because it does generate results. Yes, in 2025, some people still do answer their phone. You know who answers their phone? Those who have their home for sale by owners. That's who I would prospect. But there's a whole, in fact, I'm going to link in the bottom. I have a for sale by owner training. I'm going to link that in the description, but there's a way to do it. The old school method and the most common method is the not so honest method that I don't recommend. And that's the, hey, I have a buyer who's interested in your property. I was wondering if I can come by and take a look at it. And then once they get to the property, then they try to flip the for sale by owner into working with an agent. I don't think that's very transparent, and I don't like that. My approach is ring, ring. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. For Sale by Owner. My name's Jason Crawford. I'm a local real estate broker in the area. I noticed your property came up for sale. I get it. I understand that you're not working with agents at this time. In fact, I respect your decision, but I do want to let you know that should you find yourself in deep waters where you need assistance, you need help, or you have questions, feel free to give me a call. No harm, no foul, no pressure. I'm not going to twist your arm to list with me, but I do want to make myself available as a support system. That way, if you do choose to list your property in the future, you give me a call. Because the ironic thing is, team, most for sale by owners will eventually list with an agent, and usually happens about 2 or 3 weeks after listing the property. So I'll hit them up right when they list the property, very softly let them know that I'm available, and then I'll check in every couple days as a soft approach to be kind of their mentor, their support system, their shoulder to cry on of, hey, how's it going? How many people came through your open house? Did you have any offers? Oh yeah, you get a lot of tire kickers. Oh, they said they were going to send an offer. They didn't. Yeah, they did. That happens. Here's how you deal with it. That's a way of building trust and rapport with an open house. Look, people are smart and they can sniff. What's the word I'm looking for here? Again, my brain's frozen. They can sniff out when somebody's not genuine. But if you're actually being genuine and you're offering your services and your offer to help, Yeah, not everybody's going to take it, but those that do take it, they're going to appreciate it. When they do list, they're going to list with you. So cold call open houses, cold call expireds. In the spirit of time, I'm going to move through these because I can go way down these rabbit holes. In fact, I probably should do a breakdown of each one of these. But number two on your three pillars of visibility, build relationships that generate referrals. There's two main professionals that are synonymous or circle our industry, and we share clients, or there's definitely a reciprocity that can occur, and that's tax professionals and attorneys. And the ability to connect with them, to generate leads from them, and to support them and their clients in their questions is second to none. It takes time to develop a referral relationship because first and foremost, you have to develop and establish that trust. And to earn trust, to build trust, that takes time. So if you invest the time in building the trust with the tax professionals and the attorneys, it will produce fruit, but that takes time. And that's why I have it listed as number two. Also linked in the bottom is a video I did on $1 million referral system, on how I built my $1 million referral system working solely with tax professionals, and how I built that brick by brick. There's no gatekeeping there. I give you every system, strategy, and solution on how to do that and how to get out the gate strong and start doing that this week. Ironically enough, this is tax season, so pretty good time to get prepared for it and start doing that. So referral based business. And the third and final one in the spirit of time that I want to talk about is brand based visibility. Brand based visibility. Owning the digital space. That could be Instagram, that could be TikTok, that could be Facebook. Certainly, those are wide social medias that you could and should be posting on a regular basis. You probably are already posting those on a regular basis, but are you consistent with your messaging? Are you consistent with your content? And do you have a content strategy? The live I did yesterday, which will be right next to this one, we talked about the four different cycles of content and what to share, whether that is market updates, buyer and seller updates, community profiles, and I forget the fourth one. I think it was like had to do with builder community updates. That's a content schedule and a strategy that you can and should be following. But that is a wide visibility. But to go wide and deep, I'm going to recommend using YouTube as well as LinkedIn, because per capita, that is where folks with higher discretionary income tend to spend their time, as well as that's where they go specifically in the realm of YouTube, where folks go to get their information, such as talking head videos like this. There's so much you can do in generating business on YouTube. In fact, yesterday's live was all about that. But the goal with that is to really create yourself, position yourself as the expert. And again, this takes a long time. That's why we go back to method number one, which is our active, proactive visibility, the door knocking, the open houses, the cold calls, the things that we can do to generate now leads and now escrows, why we build these secondary systems that are going to be more longer term systems on the back end. See, team, I'm not sure I'm doing a very good job of explaining why we do it this way, but first and foremost, we have our now escrows. That's going to come from cold calling and open houses. Yes, we have those, we close those escrows, but do you want to do open houses for the rest of your life? Do you want to cold call for the rest of your life every single day? Do you want to door knock every single day? No. So you build these secondary systems, the referral systems, and the brand identity on social media, primarily such as items like this that I'm doing now, that will have leads showing up at your email box, texting you, calling you, emailing you, instead of you having to go out and knock on doors every single day. But those take time. So we have phase one, phase two, and phase three. We have to do it in that order. If I didn't do a good job of explaining that, just drop me a message in the chat and said, what the heck are you talking about? And then I'll do a better job explaining it. But team, with that said, brand-based visibility, we talked about the different social media platforms. Also, YouTube, that's a no-brainer. Copy exactly what I'm doing on a regular basis, but just change your message to be about buyers and sellers, targeting those buyers and sellers. And you can watch yesterday's live for about a 35, 40-minute training on that. Also, LinkedIn. Don't forget LinkedIn. Post there about 1 to twice a week and just focused on tips, tricks, strategies. If you show up to social media not looking for the likes, not chasing the hearts, but you come into this with a clear mind of, How can I help someone that comes across my content? What value can I deliver to somebody that comes across my content? If you approach your content with that mindset and you do it on a consistent basis, you're going to generate business that is just going to be sustainable week after week, month after month, year after year. But it takes time to mature. But you have to start somewhere and then you have to stay consistent with it as well. So the last thing I want to do is let you know in the comments below. I put a checklist for you, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's your weekly checklist on what you should be doing in any given week to hit these 3 pillars. Number one, you're going to have 5 real conversations a day. That could be a DM, it could be a call, it could be a door knock, it could be a cold call, it could be 5 people that you meet at an open house. You're going to have 5 conversations every single day. Remember, conversations convert to contracts. You're going to do one open house or local event on a weekly basis. Local event could be a recycling drive or something along those lines. In my experience, those take much too much time to set up. Just do an open house at least once a week. Focus on 2 new referral relationships every single month, not every week. So all you need is a half of referral relationship every week or 1 referral relationship every other week. That entails you walking into a tax preparer or an attorney's office, introducing yourself, dropping off some general helpful information, and shampoo, lather, rinse, repeat, doing that over and over again. Again, watch the link at the bottom, $1 million referral system. That will get you off and running and generating a ton of business. Number 4, 1 value post on social media per day. A value post is not you doing a fit check. A value post is something that is of value to your consumers, to your future clients, something that they will maybe save, that they will heart, that they will like, that they'll say, "Ooh, I need to hang on to that because that's a good piece of information." In the old school, before we had a just a, if I can use a funny word, a plethora of content and social media, folks used to send out recipe cards, and it was how to make banana bread. And believe it or not, those things got saved. Why did it get saved? Because it was of value. Didn't matter that it was from the agent, had the agent's information on there. What mattered is that was valuable to the recipient. So if we bring that into the modern age, what is your banana bread recipe card? What are you giving your clients that they're going to save in their digital folder with your information? And most importantly, what are you going to deliver to them over and over and over and over again so they have your information directly in front of them? And the last thing you're going to do, I know this will be a hard one, do 1 YouTube video per week. 1 YouTube video per week. It could be a live on your phone. It can be a live on your computer. It could be a short that is really done for only a minute, or it could be a long form talking video like this. Chef's choice. It's up to you, but you should start documenting, not producing. If you watch this live or any of my videos, they're not heavily produced. They're just a documentation of what is on my mind. I have some notes on the screen, and we're just having a casual conversation. I'm talking to you as if you were sitting in front of me and we're having a cup of coffee, and we're just having a casual conversation about how you can grow your business. We're having a virtual coaching session. So essentially, you could do this as well with your clients. What are the thoughts, the concerns, the things that are on your potential clients' minds? What questions could you answer? How could you be of the benefit? You answer that question, you record it in your style, your verbiage, your tonality, with your own flair and your own style. You're going to build trust, you're going to build rapport, and most importantly, you're going to build a brand that people are going to see on a regular basis, and then they are ultimately, eventually going to contact you. So with that said, team, if any of this hit home, do me a favor, drop in the comments, just put home. And the reason I keep harping on the comments is I personally am trying to grow this channel to get out and help as many people as possible. The algorithm, for some reason, keeps me hidden behind some firewall or something and doesn't want to share this content with the rest of the world. If you put comments in there and you put likes, it tells the algorithm that folks enjoy this, and it shares it with more people. So your action creates a reaction that helps this content get shared. So no gatekeeping. Put a comment, put a like, put a comment. I appreciate it. But more than that, if it resonated with you, don't sit with it. Don't sleep on it. Just take those 5 things, the checklist is down below, and put yourself in action. Move into action and challenge yourself to do those 5 things this upcoming week. Start right away, do it for a week, challenge yourself to repeat that week 4 times for 30 days, and I promise you, you're going to start seeing change in your life, in your business. If you want to go deeper, drop a comment below. I would be remiss if I didn't offer this. If you are in a place where you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a tribe, if you don't have a community that you can join with, join my tribe. I'm beginning to expand this beyond the lives. I'm creating a community that we will have a community of like minded professionals, a real estate mastermind community, and this is going to grow. So if you're interested, drop tribe in the comments below and we'll reach out to you. No hard pressure sales. I'll just keep you in the loop and keep you in regard to the information, keep you up to date in regard to the information. With that said, team, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for listening. It means the world to me. And I want to remind you that you are absolutely powerful. I believe in you. I believe in your capabilities and I believe in what you are capable of. The most important thing and what I want for you is I want you to believe in you. So, with that said, take these 5 things, take this checklist, and get after it step by step, day by day. And I promise you, things are going to change. With that said, team, have a happy, healthy, productive rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.